Welcome everyone. My name is Nevin and I'm a yoga, Qigong and mindfulness instructor in case if you are new to these sessions. So today we're going to be covering as like the main topic of this session, low back pain. When I say low back pain, it's a very diverse topic. Actually, I didn't know. I thought like I keep hearing a lot of people around me has low back pain, especially at work when I had this office job. And then I found out that it's actually the most common musculoskeletal problem. It's not only in the US, all around the world, actually. It's really the most common thing. And when you look at the statistics, it's the largest number of work hours lost due to low back pain issues, and because people don't want to go to work when they're feeling so bad. And it's getting worse. They say sometimes like 80% of the people are actually having some sort of back pain at some stage in their lives. And the reasons why it's getting worse, because the main thing I would say is we're sitting too much. We're not moving enough, and a lot of times we don't have regular movement in our lives. But there are also other reasons. Maybe osteoporosis could be, or maybe inflammatory diseases affecting the joints and causing pain in different parts of the hip area, back part, low part, or hip joints or SI joints at the back. Or it could be even like kidney stones, tumors, or pregnancy or post-pregnancy. So it's a really wide range. And when it comes to looking at maybe or finding a solution, there could be really different things that can be done, because if it is something to do with the piriformis muscle, for example, or maybe impingement of the sciatica nerve, the nature of the pain that you may be feeling would be very different. Sometimes for some people, it would be like radiating down through the leg, mostly behind. For some people, it may be in the upper part of the back, or it may be just like in the middle, like that. Or like when you try to find the location of the pain on the hips, let's say, muscles, there are a couple of different muscles there. So it could be in one of those, not like maybe the one that you may be thinking of. So I would really advise to have a conversation with I don't know, orthopedist or chiropractor or an acupuncture practitioner, because all the kind of the modalities for healing can be different to address your specific situation. So when it comes to going back to the reasons why it's happening, the other thing is actually, in addition to sitting too much and not moving enough, is the amount of stress that we have in our lives. And a lot of times we don't have means to release that stress. And I'm going to bring now it to the context of traditional Chinese medicine, which I'm a student of. There is the one of these meridian lines that we talk about a lot in acupuncture and qigong. It's called belt vessel, belt channel, and a lot of the meridians go up and down, arms, legs, or entire body. But this channel is covering almost like a belt around the mid body, and you may see a lot of people would have problems around the belly, and it could show up as maybe more fatty tissue around the belly, or it could be sometimes just bloating because things are not really moving, or it could be maybe if it's on the back, like low back pain issues. So we're going to be, in today's class, we're going to be doing things with the this belt vessel. A lot of it is going to be that one. And the other aspect we would be focusing on is going to be kidney, the whole system, because kidneys are, in again, these traditional Chinese medicine terms, are responsible for, let's say, managing our low back and knees a lot of times. So some kidney deficiency due to overwork or sitting in the wrong posture all the time could be a reason why you may have this. And of course, this is assuming or maybe disregarding congenital problems that you may have, like from the birth. Leaving those aside, because a lot of these low back pain issues are actually related to wrong posture habits. That really plays a big role, and sitting too much. So with that background, I'm going to go back to sit my chair. You can just stay where you are. I'll just move back so that when we start, you can see my whole body. And I have a tennis ball here. Also, let me just show it to you. And those of you who may have especially sciatica related issues, actually, sometimes you can just place one or two maybe tennis balls and play on them, especially if you're sitting too long on a chair and feels like, oh, I don't want to get up. Just place something right under your hips to have some circulation happening in that area. So as we begin, we're going to start by focusing on increasing chi flow, energy flow in certain acupuncture points that are related to the low back and often these areas. And we're going to start by tapping our inner seams of our hands together. And breathing, relaxing, of course, at the same time. And now the outer sides of your hands. There are some points right around here which are related to the low back pain, or it's more about the posture actually, eventually affects the low back pain. So just keep hitting them each other. You can also do this like that. The point we are targeting is here, small intestine 3, if you want to know the exact name. So just activating this one. And now we're gonna activate two other points which we haven't probably used before, and it's kind of a weird thing, but according to acupuncture, there are 2 points covering low back area, and these are one here on top of the hand, Yao Tong Shui. These are extra points, as they call. Tapping those 2 points at the top of dorsum of your hands, both sides. Just keep doing that, and then reverse the hands. Tapping, activating the energy. Are you breathing deep and nice? And now we're going to do massage for the low back area, but there are some other points in the body. And one is right at the back of your knee. And sometimes when you kind of press to those points, both sides, of course, you can feel almost like tenderness. I don't have it, but sometimes when I have low back pain challenges, you may feel something like that. So almost like the midpoint, and you may also feel like that's what I'm feeling right now. When you press to these midpoints of your legs, you may feel like something happening in your lower back because the same nerve is flowing all the way down. So maybe you can just massage that area, or maybe just tap, 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 tap. And then one other point is, this is related to the gallbladder channel. When you open your toes big wide, let me come close. When you open them like that, you will see a tendon here connecting to your pinky toe. It's outside of that tendon, ligament, whatever. You will see it's it's not a muscle, it's almost like lifting up out of your, let's say, the rest of your foot here. So it's outside of that. So you can massage. This is also another point where you can test, almost like when you massage this or palpate like this point with your big toe, you may feel some tenderness in that area. And as we do this, I'm just coming into this forward fold and massaging around this tendon. Just a few more rounds to activate. And then release. Now from the lower body going into your ears. Just massaging. Squeeze and open a little bit of your ears. This is around, or like the outer part of your ear. We're not doing anything with the inner parts. And then just pull it almost a little bit down. And release. Just shake your hands and take a moment to feel. If possible, or imagine you are encompassing your whole body from your pinky toe or on your toes all the way up to the top of the head. Just imagine you're starting this circulation of energy from down and up, letting almost like chi flow to begin, up and down, up and down. And open your eyes if they were closed. Now we're going to be focusing on this belly area, this belt channel that I was talking about. And one hand is going to be on whichever side, this side. The other hand on your back is going to be on the other side. And you're going to be drawing your hand. These are from medical Qigong for belt vessel. We're going to do another move related to that. So you're just moving, and this hand is place the upper part of the hand on your back. So you're just moving like that. About a few times. And then change. The idea here, again, just to increase circulation, we're increasing or opening, let's say, the chi flow in this, around this belt vessel. And now just tap into the front part of the body. Again, this belt area around the diaphragm or so. And just simple tapping. Now go back in your lower back area. First starting with the upper part at the beginning and then go downward. Almost like the mid part, maybe just take a few moments here in the middle. And then sideways, coming into the midpoints of your hips. Really strong, almost like forceful hitting here. Tapping the midpoints of your legs, the big muscle group there we're trying to activate. And then come on to the sides. And then we're going to go all the way down. Take a few moments to tap to the back of the legs. And then all the way down from the sides of your legs. Coming into this point. And then all the way down to your toes. And just tap into the, like on top of your toes here. As you're folding forward. And then slowly release, come up into this, just upright position. And take a moment to feel one more time. Just check this whole area, maybe like including the front part, the whole back part, from your belly all the way down through the legs. Notice any changes. And feel like what happens when you do this kind of a tapping or just like simple movements as you just touch on your own body. And now as we start to move a bit more intentionally, bring your hands to face in front of you, lower belly area. And we're going to be doing just regular deep abdominal breathing. And you can do it just through the nose if possible. And as you're breathing, feel when you are expanding the breath, feeling it in your lower belly, feel your hands almost like lifting a little bit. Opening, releasing. Very gentle, but imagine you are almost like creating more space in your whole belly area. We're going to do this all around so that you're going to be feeling activation in this whole lower belly area. One more nice breath. Feel your attention is completely in your lower belly if possible. And next time now bring your hands, you can hold your hands on your sides like that, or sometimes it's easier to feel. So bring them on your side body here. This is diaphragm area. We're kind of still working on the same thing, but just to increase awareness of this side body expansion. When you breathe in, feel your hands open, and then you exhale, coming closer towards each other. If your hands are on the sides, again, try to feel as if you're expanding and then contracting. One more, big, nice, diaphragmatic breathing. Now bring the hands on your low back, around the kidney area. And imagine now when you are breathing, as if you are like pushing your the oxygen that you're taking, the air, towards your low back. Feel this whole low back area, front and back, I mean, getting wider, more spacious, relaxed also. Definitely there is some forcefulness, let's say here, you're pushing outwards. This 360 expansion. Big, wide, feel right your low back under your hands expanding here. One more. And as you exhale, release. Just bring the hands at the front and feel again this whole lower belt area of the body. Energizing, revitalizing that part of the body. As we start moving now, I'm going to start seated first and then we're going to stand up. Those of you who would like to stay seated, please do so. And anything that I'm guiding you doesn't feel right, please adjust, modify. I'm going to be also suggesting some modifications, but please take good care of yourself. With the inhalation, reach forward with your chest, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine. Starting with this spinal activation. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. This is like the classical cat pose in yoga also, and you can do this on a table position, on a yoga mat too. Do that one more time. And reach forward. Just stay here now, gazing upwards. Don't tilt your neck too much. Just be careful that your neck is still okay. Gaze as much as possible, kind of towards the ceiling. Reach forward with your lower femur. Instead of tilting too much back, extend the front. And then release. Allow the neck to feel again like in its neutral position. Now take your hands on your low back. We're going to do one more time, but it's really important not to tilt your head too much because it's going to put too much pressure on your neck vertebra. So again, reach forward or extend the chest, gaze upward. Exhale, release, but interlace the hands at the back. So your chest is still almost like reaching forward. Reach now backward with the hands, interlaced hands. Feel your chest opening. Slowly release. Now moving from upper body opening to a little bit of lower body. This is for, I'm sure many of you are familiar with this, preformis stretch as they call it. And good for sciatica, but again, make sure that it feels good for you. For sometimes when it's really acute and you're feeling too much pain, this may not be the right thing for you to do. So maybe stretch your leg like that as you bend this knee a little out towards the side. Maybe draw the toes closer towards the leg and fold forward. Maybe have in a way like extending, reaching forward. Again, spine is long here. And this is one of the stretches, by the way. I'm just going to go back to this version. That can be done. You can move side to side like that. Those of us who sit for too long. This is one of the things that could be squeezed in. It's not going to add anything. If you are on a Zoom call or maybe just working on your desk, nobody will realize that you're doing something really helpful for you. Release and then go to the other side. Again, make sure that both sides are feeling okay because they are different. I have a problem on my right side, for example, so I cannot bring that knee too much lower. honoring your own body, any limitations, maybe some trauma, some injury may have happened. And then one more time. By the way, those of you who would like to cross their legs like that, it's not that good to have it for a longer time. This is just a stretch we're doing temporarily. And then release. A lot of times it's much better in terms of the circulation in the legs to have your feet parallel to each other instead of crossed. So just pay attention to that. And I'm going to now stand up. So you decide if you would like to stay seated or maybe come up. I'm just going to move my chair. And as we now come into a standing position, become aware. We're doing a lot also with the awareness in Qigong practice. We are now in a standing position. And one of the things that may cause low back issues is the way you are holding your body. Yeah, I'm kind of now standing, but are you standing like that most of the time? Or not like that? Or maybe hips tilted too much back, or maybe too much forward, or maybe like that. All of these may be causing these low back issues. So as much as possible, finding this neutral position. Also, of course, there could be some differences in the length of the legs that may cause. So leaving those aside, finding in a way like this ready posture, as we would like to think in Qigong. Your feet are parallel to each other, second toes especially parallel. Space is about shoulder width apart, knees are soft, tailbone just gently kind of going under, not tucked fully, but just going under. And when you do that, you'll notice the big bone lifting a little bit and some opening here, and then some opening in your lower back for your chest area. Relax it, not without collapsing, just relax it. And when you do that, there's going to be some space almost like opening under your arms. So just bring your hands, let them face towards this lower back area, this breath channel in a way. And just breathe for a moment. Feel this area getting active. Things are almost like flowing, circulating as we are inviting the breath to go deeper. Now gradually bring your hands in your low back and start to move lower part of the body. This is a small move, so upper body is kind of moving a little bit, but most of the action is happening in your lower body. As we start to move, now anything and everything. For some of the moves, check with yourself. You don't need to do like all of them up to 100% of your capacity. Stay with maybe like 70% or so. A small move, activating the hip bones and the side joints at the back. Just like telling them, hey, we're going to be moving now. We're going to be gonging our chi. Moving the chi. If you haven't done it, just reverse several times. And now add the upper part. It's going to be, lower part is almost like stable, and you can bring the hands also on your sides as well. But feel yourself coming a little bit closer down to the ground. If I were to show it to you from the side, a little bit opening back bend, forward fold, tiny teeny, and reverse it again. This is also another one actually. It's not exactly like an official move, but something that can really help coordinate this middle part of the body, upper body, lower body. Let's do that one last time. And then coming to center or more like upright position. And we're going to do the spinal cord breathing one more time. Hands, elbows coming here in the middle, and then opening when you inhale. Exhaling. This time you can have it a little bit like forward fold position. Your knees are bending. And then opening. Exhale. Inhale. One more time in this way. Open. And next time we're going to change. Kind of same action, but now hands are spiraling, going upward while you're opening the arms out to the sides like that. And then bring the hands together at the front. Spiral them together up towards the sky while this back hand is opening backwards. So we're turning this spinal cord breathing into a twist also. Opening the hands. One more time, spiraling like that. And opening. This is one of the really most gentle ways of moving, or both, like upper body and lower body. It's great for the spine because we're adding this twisting element. A lot of times we're just sitting in the same position or up, down, like sideways, but twisting is also really great for the spine. So let's do one more time each side. Down the side, and coming at the center again. And take a moment now to bring your hands around the knees or your thighs. Here, stay here, your knees are slightly bent. Lift one heel and then the other one. We're moving into a little bit of a stretch for the back of the legs now. And this stretch will, when you do it, like it's going to cover from all the way from here all the way down to your heels. And now do both heels lifting, adding a little bit of a balance challenge, and release. One more time. Release the heels, and now lift your toes up. Notice what's changing. The stretch is coming maybe in a much stronger way, and check how it feels with the back legs and maybe even the low back. One more time each side. And then back into center, or maybe I will stay here like that. And then this serpent or wave. Moving up. Exhaling down, rounding the spine as we inhale, chin to chest, lifting, rising. Inhaling, exhaling. Now last time like that. And as you come up into a standing position, just stay here and bring the hands one more time around this lower belly area. Just let them fist and breathe. Check again what has changed in the body. Where maybe you may be feeling things more tingling, flowing, things are in your gut activated. As you exhale, release the hands on your side. Widen your stance slightly and start to just swing your arms side to side, knocking on the door of life. And here you can really aim to tap on the mid back and on the front, just each side of your belly, let's say. Just tapping. We're gazing downwards as much as possible, almost like a little bit of neck activation downwards. Everything in the body is connected. So anything that you do, even with your head or kind of face turning side to side, could affect your low back too. And now open your arms really wide and gaze to the sides, not down. Just a little bit kind of easy peasy version. And now we will come into stillness, bring the hands down, but widen your stance. And we're going to be doing something similar, but slightly different. Moving your weight from one knee to the other. And to this, you can add opposite shoulder moving towards the knee. And then this one. Let's do one more time, each side. And now back into this, moving from one leg to the other. You can do this very slowly if you like. And if you don't want to go that wide, maybe just shift from one side to the other. If you are doing this seated, just let your upper body move from one side to the other side. Gradually bring the hands in front of the body And take your hands to one side. As the hands are reaching towards this side, let's say, turn your gaze to the other side. While this leg is straight, most of your weight is on that leg. Back to center. Turn to the other side. It's a version of those movements or forms that's called dragon in Qigong. And one more time each side. And then as you come back to the center this time, slowly stay here, bring your feet together. And then release. Take a moment to feel again what has changed, maybe upper back, upper part of the back body, lower part of the back body, legs, maybe some activation. As the hands are facing towards the lower belly. Release your hands. We're going to do almost same thing, but with a slightly kind of different version. On this one, we're doing the same thing, knocking on the door of life, but you're adding a little bit of the stretch to the back of the legs, just lifting the toes, and you're moving side to side. These kind of things are really good overall for low back related issues. This kind of twists, some stretches here and there, lifting the toes as we move from side to side. And we will slowly come back to center again. Just stay here, but bring the hands around the chest. And this time, we're almost like increasing the range of rotation, let's say in the twist. Turn to the side, lift the heel. Go as back as your body would allow. Back to center, and now to the other side. Exhale out, inhale in. You can do these very slow as well. Notice all these kind of diagonal movements. We are trying to create space in this whole area. Out to one side, back to center. Exhale to the other side. And we're going to continue with this, expanding this whole area to bring more space and more circulation. Back to center. Let's do one each side. And then just come back here and take a moment to bring your hands to face each other. And bring your feet also a little bit closer. This one is another dragon. And this is from the 5 Animal Frolics. One of those like weird looking things. It's not weird, I really like it. But if you haven't done something like that before, it's gonna let's say, make you feel like, oh my God, I'm like big and spacious. Let's see how it's gonna affect you. So shift your weight to this leg, and we're gonna move to the lower hand side. Lift your leg, open it out to the side, turning your foot out. And with the lower hand, I'm just gonna turn it a little bit sideways so you can see. Lower hand is going to open as if you have like a frisbee in your hand and throwing it out like that. But don't do it like randomly, but open it with grace and full awareness without extending it too much. But have this sense of the space between those bones in your hands are opening as you are turning a little bit sideways. It's not like a big turn, but it's more like your arm is opening. We're working with this whole group of muscles here as they're opening. And this hand is gonna go upward. And you can gaze towards your backhand, which is kind of twisted. And as you slowly change this, your hands are gonna change position and you're gonna bring your foot, this extended foot, back into the center. And we're gonna do this one more time, let's see. I know it may feel weird at the beginning, but when you do this several times, it just gives this buoyancy, this kind of openness to the whole trunk of the body. And slowly shifting the weight, opening out to the side, and this lower arm turning out, again, like this way. And this hand goes up, and you're pushing the base of the palm away. And breathe. And slowly bring everything down, hands replace. And just take a moment here to feel. And let's do this one more time. Shift your weight, lift the foot, open it out, open the hand, throw the frisbee. Feel the sense of opening, diagonal stretching here. As you bring your hand down, this lower hand goes up as you move your foot back. Breathe in and out. Shift your weight. Moving to the other side. And then the same thing. This arm is opening side and a little bit of like twisting back. And you're gazing towards the hand on your back side. And gradually inhaling back to center. Breathe in and out. Feel again where you are feeling all these changes that have happened or that has happened for you. We're going to do now one more thing for the belt channel, my mind. Your hands are going to move, this one is very easy. Your hands are going to move sideways, and when the hands come to the side, you're going to take the front hand like this, and then back hand, we did this earlier, and then come here, and then hands go to the same side, and you are moving the body also a little bit, like, there's not like a specific way, but you can move side to side. If you like, maybe move a little bit of the lower body, a little bit of the upper body. Hands are simply just like moving at your like front part of the body, just moving sideways as you're doing something like that. This is one of my favorite things. Almost like a dance move, huh? Just move like that. And you can make it even like a big one, because there are, is it similar to those teacup exercises, which can be very interesting. All the way. Again, do that one more time. And remember which direction your hands are going. Because we're going to reverse it soon. So we're moving from this side to this side. And then this hand is kind of conveniently located, comes from the front. Let's do one last time. Inhaling, exhaling, hands move from this side. Now we're going to change it. So hands are going to move from this side to this side, and then same thing. And it's very easy to get confused on that one. Don't worry. Don't judge yourself. So do that a couple of more times like that. And let's do two more. That's, let's see, by my move. One last time here. As you bring your hands back at the center, just circle them now a few times. And now circle them back and forth again, this whole area that we have worked. Now we're going to do one last thing before we transition into the meditation, where we're going to be tackling this stress, this self-induced stress, if I may say so. Because I know there's a lot of things that are not in our control, but certain part of the stress in our life is actually under our control. So we're going to check how we can do something about that. Now we're going to move this kind of lower belly activation into a bit of a bouncing with your heels. So your hands they can move either way actually. You can start from the lower, and then when you take the hands upwards, lift the heels, and then down, like this. You're massaging this whole area. This is kind of like bonus for the kidneys. Just lift up, down, up, down, up, down. This is also another very easy, I think, this one, compared to all the dragons, this one is nothing, but we're really activating the energy, almost vibrating our bones also. Two more. Last one. Release. Bring the hands in front of the belly. Find again this position where you are, eyes closed, if it's comfortable. You're feeling what is happening in your body right now. Really turn in, almost like feeling it inside out. And you may find a lot of activity, more like tingling or heat, or maybe cold, hopefully not pain. But even if there is pain, it could be due to different reasons. But have this sense of like awareness of your body inside out. And just take a few moments here with your hands again in front of the belly, as we did earlier. Invite the breath to fill all this area. Expand, allow yourself to expand almost like 360. Front, sides, back. Embracing the tree pose. If you would like to bring the hands at the front, maybe that's also another option, but feel the belly expanding. Feeling yourself almost like pumping up your chi reserves, really letting things to get activated. Let the blood flow, energy flow, nerves to release, maybe any impingements in your joints here and there. Let them get a bit more spacious. Breathe in, relax. And let this belt area, let's say, almost like expansion and activation, spaciousness, spread now through downwards. Let the energy flow all the way down to the bottom of your feet, and then up, almost like expanding the whole body, filled up, building up the reserves. A lot of times in Qigong, that's actually like the main, let's say, priorities. The reason why we do it is to build up this chi and increase the circulation of things inside the body. It can be energy, it can be blood, it can be lymph. With a little bit of intentionality, a little bit of guidance. Breathing like whole body. And gradually, we're going to finish this breathing practice also as we move into a seated position. And just bring your hands, maybe crossing the ribs of your index and the thumb in your belly. Just rub it a few times like that, circle, bring it down. Feel as if you're really pushing it inward or really creating a nice container for the energy in your lower belly area. And let this be both the front and then the back. This whole kind of pot of pelvis is filled with the energy. Now, with your next exhalation, release your hands on the side. And then transition into a comfortable position for meditation. It can be seated, it can be standing, it can be lying down, you choose. Because the practice now is going to be noticing what is already okay in our lives. Maybe if you had especially any kind of pain or bodily challenges that may have been bothering you recently. After this practice, as you are finding this position, maybe a little bit more increased awareness of the body. Allow yourself to really feel the points of the body touching to the chair, to the ground. It could be around your hips, buttocks, bases of your feet, if you are sitting on a chair. All these sensations of aliveness. A little bit of pressure maybe, a little bit of heat, And allow yourself to be curious about these sensations. How do they feel? This sense of aliveness, feeling it inside out. A lot of times our worries and our stress is because of the things that we have in our mind. They constantly run almost like many times. These repetitive thoughts, they come out of the blue and they kind of take us from the present moment. They try to take us to future, which is impossible to kind of know by now, or something that has already happened. We keep just playing the same record again and again. So instead of those, future or past, just be curious about what is happening right now in your body. We can learn so much from our body. And notice the body, what is happening when I look at my experience. Now there's some sensation here and there. I feel heat in my palms. I hear some sounds. And I'm noticing my body is moving. Right? The body is breathing. You don't need to control the breath, but just start to observe that incredible process of breathing. Body knows how to breathe, when to breathe. Almost like allow yourself to be amazed by this incredible intelligence of the body. Really observe the beginning and notice when it's changing from in-breath to out-breath. Sometimes you may notice it's possible to take like a few seconds before you take the next breath. Let it be a completely natural process. You're just observing body breathing itself. If the mind gets busy, gets distracted, it's okay, just bring it back. As much curiosity as possible. Really like check it out. How it is happening? What is happening right now? Becoming a student of your breath. Gradually opening up into the possibility of enjoying this process. Maybe recognizing, oh, that's nice, like I don't need to do anything, at least the body does its own thing to be alive. And if notice if you can add a little bit of the sense of, oh, this is nice actually, like this is comforting. Maybe it's helping me to just be a bit calmer. Maybe a little bit more focused. If not, it's okay. just a little bit of kind of tweaking your experience to add a little bit of more like pleasure into it. As you are really fully aware, as you're taking time to feel, notice a little bit of a sense of like, oh, I'm actually enjoying this process. Being really present with this moment experience. Cultivating a bit of a patience, maybe a little bit of a kindness, maybe a sense of awe, even like, oh my God, this thing that's happening in my body feels so nice. Allowing yourself to savor. A joy, wonder, maybe a sense of sufficiency or a sense of contentment. Something maybe very deep, something that you cannot really feel when you purchase yourself a, I don't know, some gift or something, but this sense of like you already have the best gift in life. This sense of aliveness, and now taking the time to savor that. You can call this almost like a self-induced pleasure versus self-induced stress. Staying deeply connected with the intelligence of the body and enjoying this process of breathing. Almost like honoring, respecting the body's intelligence of knowing what to do, opening yourself into this. Sometimes there will be things the body would like to communicate to you. It could even be, if you are someone who struggles with this low back pain issues or any kind of bodily challenges, maybe telling you like, if you do it this way, I don't feel good, you know? See if there is any inner communication coming out that. Breathing and knowing that you are breathing. And enjoying that process. Gradually allow your breath to be deeper. Intentionally make it big again, maybe filling up all your lungs all the way down so you can feel expansion and contraction in your lower belly, back body. And when you feel ready, You can open your eyes if you like, or come into any stretch that may feel good for you right now. And allow, as we come to the end of this practice, the experience that you had. It could be from the movement part, it could be from the meditation, but whatever you can take to the rest of your day, rest of your week, almost like take an imprint, this felt sense of how it was for you, this just relaxed, attentive, just paying attention to the breath, this full awareness of the body. And see, when you go out to the world and get very active again, you can sometimes remind yourself this experience of being in the body. Thank you so much for your attention.